Pump it up, pump it up.
Trae.
Come on, come on.
With Trae.
Pump it up, pump it up.
It's the day with Trae.
This is the day to gain inspiration, to make a positive change in the nation. We're inviting you to partake in conversation, to raise your vibration. It's the day that we will all celebrate all of our peeps that make this thing elevate. Watch the negative fade away, cause it's the day with Trae.
Grand Rising, everyone. Welcome to the Day with Trae. I'm your host, Trae Holiday. I get to welcome you to a Freaky Friday, y'all. That's right. Of course, it is Halloween, and we are so excited that y'all are taking some time to hear from some great guests that we have today wrapping up the week. We got Amanda Morgan and Christopher Dariano, both amazing choreographers with Pacific Northwest Ballet, who are putting together an amazing show called AfterTime. So I'm so glad that they are here to tell us all about their duo choreography and what we can expect when we get ourselves some tickets to go see this amazing show. But of course, it is the top of the show, so I get to engage with you all on this ghouly day. I just want to thank y'all for sharing this show with others who could benefit from our daily dose of dopeness. We always work to give it to you here on the Day with Trae, and as usual, if you cannot watch us, y'all know we got you covered, because you can also listen to us anywhere you find your favorite podcast. Just search Converge Media Network and the Day with Trae. You'll find us there. So in the spirit of Halloween, I thought I'd share a couple of amazing Halloween costumes that my kids have had over the years. And one was so good that my son had to do it 2 times in a row, okay? And this was a boxer. Now, how easy is it for him to have his big old boxing gloves on that were his dad's at the time? So they're huge on him, and he's a little kid. You know, he's like 5 years old, 4 years old. And I just painted a big old black eye on him, but I smeared some purple lipstick in there. It looked real realistic, y'all. And I am not a makeup artist, but I was giving myself some very much deserved snaps that year because it came out so good. My son was like, oh, he thought he got hit in the eye. I said, you didn't. It's just me. I just did this. He was so like, but can I see out of it? It was hilarious, y'all. But he loved it and wanted to do it again the next year. He's like, Mom, can I be a boxer again? I was like, of course you can. So easy. It's a fun costume, but it's easy because it's things you have around the house. And that's how we grew up. We didn't always go and like buy a costume. So it was like, what can we make? And I also got to say that another year, it was being detergent. Okay, so if you get a big box of detergent, right, it is so fun to cut out the head, cut out the arms, and now your kid is a box of detergent. Now, it is so funny because this is one that was generational for us, okay, because my mother did that for my brother one year, and it stuck, right? Like my brother was just walking around like this, and of course then next generation is my son doing the same thing, walking around like this. I just love being able to do the dress up part. So when I became a young adult, I said, since I couldn't do it when I was younger, I am going to be the princess, okay? And for me, that was almost always Cinderella, okay? Especially the Brandy and Whitney Houston version, okay? Roger Hammerstein's Cinderella. I love that movie. Me and my sister adored it so much. And so I took my hard-earned coins, y'all, down to the costume shop and found this gorgeous pink, full-on ruffles with the tulle underneath. I mean, it was spectacular. Of course, it was a pretty penny. So please believe I got several years of wear out of that princess dress, okay? But it's so amazing. It was so amazing that somebody I used to babysit said to me, I know you have that princess dress. If I could just wear it, please, one year. I really love it, da, da, da. I had worn it a few times. So I'm like, okay, you go ahead. You can wear it. I never did get it back. So I do remember that. But this is such a fun, festive time. I'm just encouraging y'all to have fun on this amazing day. Have fun with the kids. If you're somebody who has young people around you, they just love to be able to celebrate. And I want to send a huge shout out to the malls who said, in the Pacific Northwest, where it rains a lot, we're going to open our doors for y'all to come to the stores and get a few pieces of candy. And that's what I have been doing with my son for many years, right? Because it just made it simple. We live by a mall. Let's just go there and you're good and you have a good time. And then he's seeing friends from school, because like a lot of other people have the same idea. So huge shout out to our community organizations, our amazing spaces that make this holiday really fun for families. It's always a great time. And of course, if you are somebody who does not celebrate, that's okay too, right? It takes all kinds in this world, as my mama always says. So I'm sending you love as well. Well, up next, y'all, we got Amanda and Christopher in the building. We're going to be hearing all about AfterTime. You don't want to miss it. Stay tuned. You're watching The Day with Trae.
When I had my first child, I didn't really understand the impact of my using until I gave birth to him.
I worked in weapons department in the Navy. That's a work hard, play hard kind of place. It very much became apparent that I had a substance use disorder.
Nobody asked me if I was okay. It was just medications that were thrown at me for so many years.
I had some dental work done, and pain pills were introduced. It flipped a switch that I didn't see or know or understand.
The first time I recovered, my dad was the person, the rock. When he died, I had a severe relapse. It was one of the darkest times in my life, because I had a taste of what recovery could feel like. A lot of shame came in.
And the grief about it was so huge that like I would have to drink to deal with what it felt like to be in my body.
I had lost the military career. I didn't have a place to stay. I was out of work. Seemingly overnight, I became a vehicle resident.
And that continued to kind of escalate my use, is being afraid to ask for help.
I tried multiple times to show up and be a parent to those kids, but I couldn't do the minimum. In my mind, they were safer where they were than they were with me.
It does. It takes a village of support. It takes a village of resources.
Getting all the things that kind of made me whole again happened because of the stabilization.
There is no part of my sobriety that would be possible if it wouldn't have been with help from others.
Every one of those people believed in my ability to live differently.
Each one of those people along my journey has contributed to my success.
Don't count us out.
More people recover with support.
Learn how you can help someone's recovery at supportaddictionrecovery.com.
Hey, it's your girl, Carolina Sanchez, and The Nightcap is the late-night show where no topic is off limits. Join me as we dive into the wild world of relationships, sex, and everything in between. From hilarious dating disasters to steamy secrets, you know we've got it all. We've got celebrity guests, expert advice, and a cocktail in hand. The Nightcap is your guilty pleasure. So grab your drink and tune in, because the best stories start after dark.
The Nightcap. New episodes weeknights at 10:30 or stream anytime on Fox Soul.
Welcome back, y'all, to The Day with Trae. I'm your host, Trae Holiday. Joining me right now, we got Amanda and Christopher in the building. Hi, y'all.
Hello.
How are you?
Good.
Doing good.
Yeah, it's great to see both of y'all again. Well, okay, so both of y'all do amazing work in your own right as ballet dancers working with Pacific Northwest Ballet, or PNB. But I want to hear a little bit about the beginnings of this partnership, right? What made y'all say, like, we have some creativity that we can bring together to craft something new, effervescent, and, full of us? I'll start with you, Christopher.
Yeah, so Amanda and I, we joined PNB 1 year apart. And as soon as we joined, we knew we wanted to choreograph. So we started our separate choreographic journeys together. We started choreographing on students in the school. And from that point, it's been almost every single year that we've been by each other's side, choreographing, keeping an eye on each other's works. And then it was 2 years ago, we both wanted to apply for this choreographic position to work with the students. And we were like, why not do it together? And that was the first time we sort of cracked the door open on this collaboration. And yeah, from this point, our director saw it and he's like, I think you guys make a really good creative team. So he harvested us in and gave us this opportunity to work with the company.
Wow.
Fun fact about my friendship with Chris, though, I met him years prior, before he came to Seattle. So I was currently a student at the school at PNB. and you were at School of American Ballet, but we both went to Boston Ballet Summer. I think
Oh,
it was
okay.
like 2013 maybe,
Yeah.
something around there. And I met him through a mutual friend of ours, Caitlin Casey, who's now a soloist at Boston Ballet. And the three of us decided to go into a studio, like in the basement, like after hours of dancing. And for whatever reason, both of us were kind of trying to tell her what to do. And Chris at the time was 15, I was 16. And I remember just being like, who is this kid? He like already has this like knowledge of like dance and like understanding what it means to like be able to articulate that in words to another dancer. And I was very just like, I had never met anyone like that, especially like being really young. Everyone was just kind of focused on, you know, being a dancer. And even me at the time, I didn't ever really think I was going to choreograph or wanted to choreograph until it was that first next step that we did in 2018. So it was, yeah, it's just been really, really cool to like now be able to like choreograph with someone who I consider my best friend and kind of like family also. It's very, very full circle.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's so special because I think some of the best teams are always like there's a deeper connection, right? You think back and there's a lot of examples of this, but because you're also dancers, trained dancers, I want to talk about that shift that it takes from dancer to choreographer. I'll start with you, Amanda.
That question made me laugh because I'm finding out more and more so now how hard it is to constantly switch, because in my opinion, I feel like it's a lot easier sometimes to be a dancer and be told kind of what you're doing. So you kind of know what to expect. You have someone telling you what to do, where to be in the space, counts. And so you're just like, you get to add yourself to it, yes, but there's a little bit less autonomy. Whereas when you're the choreographer, you're like in charge of an entire room. And like not just being in charge of an entire room of dancers, but just like energetically where everyone kind of needs to be and how they need to show up. And that can be really hard, especially when other people are, like when other dancers are also working on other pieces. It's just like, it is very, very hard. And so when we were first starting creating in, I want to say August, we were working on Jewels, rehearsing Jewels, and then going from that into being at the front of the room. And so flip-flopping very quickly. And I think a lot of choreographers, they don't always tend to be dancing at the same time that they're choreographing, or there's a little bit more of a separation. And so I think it's shown me like how I need to manage my time or how I need to prepare to come into a room if I'm going to be at the front of it. And it also makes me like almost approach my like dancing career in a way of like, oh, okay, like I got that. That one feels easier. I don't know why.
Wow.
Yeah.
No, I can see that. I mean, especially too, as a choreographer, you're thinking about all of the pieces and how they fit together. Christopher, tell us about that kind of storytelling eye that you have to have in terms of the movement working together to really kind of complete this story that y'all want to get across.
Yeah, I guess to give you like a backstory to this, we started with the music. So during the summer, we met with our friends who are composers. They live in New York, and we spent about a week, 2 weeks doing like an intensive period to build the story and build the sound. Because for us, music really tells our movement what to do and informs the feeling and sort of the visuals. So for us, it really started with the sound. And then from there, we had to sort of just figure out our language within the sound. And that was a whole other intensive period. And then we have to figure out how the dancers can understand our language. And then from there, how can we manipulate the language so the audience understands it? So it's like peeling an onion, and you have to keep getting to sort of the core essence of the statement we're trying to make. And we're still figuring that out 2 weeks, 1 week out from
Maybe even day before.
Day before the show. But I think that urgency really feeds into art in general and dance, because we can't really use words. We have the title of our piece, and everything else is sort of interpreted by just the audience. So yeah, it's a work in progress, but even for both of us, every day the conversation looks and feels different. So we just have to sort of meet that intensity where it's at.
Yeah. I mean, and that brings me to my next question about the title, right? After Time. I mean, there's a lot that I could interpret in general about it. What is the kind of baseline? What made y'all say this is got to be the name of this piece?
I'll let you take that one.
Okay.
I mean, we can kind of answer it together. It was when we were building the music with our friends Fiona and Thomas in New York. Somehow we were all talking about all these different ideas in the story, and I think we both kept saying like time or like after time was like a theme that kept coming up when we were talking about storyline or ideas. And so the composers caught that we were saying that and decided to use is it a mellotron?
Ooh, I don't know, some sort of synthesizer they took the next day without talking to us and put after time words into their synth, and then began composing notes and chords with that melody actually speaking. So when you come and see the piece, there'll be sort of little nods to the actual word, and then the melodies itself actually say after time with the strings and the piano. So yeah, they cleverly sort of took what we were trying to paint and sort of inverted us, and then gave us what was needed.
The music, yeah. And then I think with the storyline, after time, it's like a way of thinking about like time is kind of something that we construct. And so like what is everything after time either stops or it keeps going. I think that that's something that we'll leave the audience to kind of interpret from what it is that we make. But I think that there's something there that ties into.
Yeah, I think that's what I appreciate and have learned to appreciate about ballet, particularly because it is absent of words. And so what I've been experiencing is the expression through the sound and through the dance, the combination of the two. Seeing for me as an audience member, I'm like, oh my gosh, I get it, right? I get this thing, especially when they're not these classical stories. So when they're original works like this, right, it gives the audience an opportunity to go on this journey with you, where we're like, oh my gosh, like what were they thinking at this moment? This, monumental step or dance move or a heavy lift or, right? There's all of these things that we get to kind of like take in on our own. What are some of those things you're really wanting the audience to kind of walk away with after coming to the show?
Oh, that's a great question. Dance is so cool because everybody always gravitates towards a different part of the story. Like even when we first made our first next steps, I think we had people come up to us and say, oh, I really felt this, or this image came up, and in my brain, I'm like, I never intended for that, and I love that there's that interpretation. But for us, we didn't have to do a story. We didn't have to do a narrative. And somehow we just decided to do sort of the most possible and give us as many tasks as possible for the dance. Yeah. So I feel like a big takeaway is sort of the opposition between, we have two protagonists and what we call the system, which is sort of the ensemble of dancers. And I think that's just a really powerful relationship on stage. And you can take that as sort of a reflection of our times or future times or our past times. But I think for both of us, just seeing how different they are, language-wise within the movement, musically, costume-wise, visually, I don't know, I think we've had a lot of fun just sort of painting these two very different worlds that have to meet on stage.
Yeah, I also think like, what I hope that audiences get from watching our work is the range to which dance can expand and grow and not do the same tropes or the same things that it's always done when it comes to presenting stories on stage. As lovely as that is, I think that we also need to think about how we're bringing the art form forward. And I do feel very confident in saying that. I know that both of us are. And we're going to continue to do that.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Yeah, you said we have to.
We kind of have to. Yeah.
But go ahead.
No, I was just going to say in this day and age, like as dancers ourselves and as choreographers up and coming, like again, there is an urgency in actually making a statement and saying something and making people reflect on everything that's happening personally and on a wide scale. So yeah, art is very crucial right now.
I just really appreciate the refreshing nature that of what you both just shared in terms of moving it forward. And that's something that I have always like honed in on in terms of ballet and opera specifically, because the art form itself has felt exclusionary to so many people. And yet here the two of you are representing your ethnic backgrounds and cultures and saying, like, we have an opportunity here, but almost like an obligation to move it in a way that is showcasing the progressive nature that dance can have, and specifically ballet, right? Like, we see all forms of dance, and there's a lot of culture and heritage and legacy that is built into a lot of forms of dance, and y'all bring that in to ballet in a way that makes it more accessible for people, right? And so I agree with you in terms of art being a vehicle really for expression and for freedom in a sense, right? Like this connection to it. So I really appreciate that. That's what I love about coming to PNB is there's an intentionality there. And I've talked to people who see ballet all over the place, and they're like, there is something different about the way that it's happening here in the Pacific Northwest. And I want to just thank y'all for your contributions to that and for allowing those who look like you to see themselves in the art form, but also taking your level of expression and creativity to a place where now folks can say, oh my goodness, like, I didn't know if I'd ever see this in ballet. Like, this is amazing, right? So at this point now, I'm going to come to you for you to tell folks why they need to come to this show and like what's different and innovative about it. And then Christopher, let folks know how they come to the show, like when they need to get their tickets, when it's running and things of that nature. Amanda, you're going to start there. Christopher, you're going to go there. Go ahead.
Yeah, why you should see AfterTime. This is the first piece that PNB is doing with two choreographers co-choreographing in a really long time. I'm not quite sure when the last time was, but already that in itself is a feat, and I think I feel very proud about that, and I'm proud of us for accomplishing that well. Also, our collaborators, besides our composers, which are Thomas Nickel and Fiona Sox-Leons, there's Henry Wirtz, who's doing films and projection, and then there is Janelle Abbott, who is our costume designer. And all of these people are people that we have worked with on our other projects outside of PNB or within PNB separately for years and years and years. So that in itself is very, very special because we've really grown all together as artists. And so it's all culminating now in this piece after a lot of different shifts in life and in shifts in our careers as well. Besides that, I think that if anyone likes a sci-fi kind of story, that you'll definitely want to come see this.
Right on.
Yeah, and you can come see us November 7th at McCall Hall. You can get tickets on Pacific Northwest Ballet's website. We'll be running for 2 weekends on Friday through Saturday, the first one, and then Friday through Sunday, the second one. But yeah, come meet us in AfterTime and experience our new show.
Wow. I'm so glad y'all had some time in your busy schedules to join me today.
Oh, yeah.
It's
Us
always a
too.
pleasure to have y'all here. And I just appreciate y'all taking the mantle to say it's on us to innovate this performing art that has been known for so long by so many and yet to be discovered by so many others. So thank you so much for what you are doing to inject some innovation into it, and I can't wait to see it, y'all.
Excited for you to see it.
I'm
Excited
so
for you to see it.
pumped.
It's going to be
So
something you've never seen before, that's for sure.
That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm ready for. So thank y'all so much for being here. Y'all know anytime y'all got updates, come on back. The Day with Trae is here for you,
Right.
always.
Thank you.
Wow. Y'all, this is what I'm talking about. Innovation meets performance, meets sci-fi. I'm telling you, I'm here. I am hooked. I am ready to see this. I'm sure you are too. I want you to make sure you get your tickets, and I'll wrap it all up right after this break. Stay tuned. You're watching The Day with Trae.
Pacific Northwest Ballet is thrilled to be back on stage with your favorite holiday tradition, the Nutcracker. Brighten your holidays with this timeless tale performed by PNB's incredible company of dancers to the live magic of the PNB Orchestra playing Tchaikovsky's classic score. Treat your loved ones to the Nutcracker at Seattle Center's McCaw Hall. For tickets, visit pnb.org.
I'm Isaiah Carey, here to shake things up with the stories that hit hard and matter most. Here on The Factor, we cover news with grit and authenticity. We challenge the status quo and get down to real talk and bold discussions. Join us as we amplify the voices that disrupt, inspire, and lead the charge for change. Your story is power, and we're here to unleash it.
The Isaiah Factor Uncensored. New episodes weeknights at 9:30 or stream anytime on Fox Soul.
In Seattle, it's more than just coffee. It's community. At the station, we brew more than just your favorite cup. We brew connection. From Beacon Hill to Columbia City, we're a space for artists, activists, and everyone in between. A place to gather, create, and simply be. Whether you need a quiet place to work, a lively spot to meet friends, or just a moment to unwind, find your place at the station. More than coffee, it's home. Visit us in Beacon Hill or Columbia City. The station, where community happens.
Welcome back, y'all, to The Day with Trae. I'm your host, Trae Holiday. Huge shout out to Christopher and Amanda for being here today and sharing their passion behind their new creative work, AfterTime. Y'all definitely want to get there. It's running for 2 weekends starting November 7th. You want to make sure you're getting your tickets, not only because we need to be supporting the arts. I mean, now more than ever, you know, there's a lot of things happening in our world, but I will say that there's something special about being able to take that break and enjoy something that's beautifully produced and well done right there in your hometown. Now, I'm going to tell you from my perspective, I understand. Like, a lot of people are like, but I'm trying to figure out how to cover my bills or how to do this or that. But I'm going to tell you right now, if you could take a break and enjoy something and breathe in art, this is the time to do it, because art is always telling a sign of the times. And there is so much that's embedded in art forms when it comes to the resistance and collective power of people. And that message alone is something we all need to gain in whatever form we can. So I'm just encouraging you to think about how art, and especially live performance art like ballet, how that can encourage you in your everyday life. It sounds like Amanda and Christopher have cooked up something that is not only innovative, but it is them taking the torch to say it's on us to move this, centuries old form of art in a way that really reflects not only our lived experience, but the sign of the times on a continual basis. So clearly, there's some exciting things that we are going to see when we get our tickets and we're there in the audience for AfterTime. I want to thank them so much for joining. I want to thank y'all for watching, and I really hope that you have heard this amazing story from them that is enough for you to say, no, man, I need to go check it out. I need to go buy my ticket today, because I'm definitely going to be there. I love being able to be inspired and reinforced in my work and community through the life of the arts. So I encourage you to do the same. Thanks so much for watching, y'all. I'll be back with you next week. Until then, at 11 a.m. Peace. Converge Media produces culturally relevant content for Black and urban audiences. Our coverage is raw, transparent, and objective, praised by community leaders, government officials, and residents.
Support Converge Media today via Venmo, Cash App, or PayPal at Converge Media.